Namaskar. Let us soften our gaze upon the Srimad Bhagavad Gita now. For those who know this chant, please chant along. Mukam karoti vachalam panghum langhayate girim yat krupatamaham vande paramananda madhavam. We just chanted a couplet from the Gita Dhyanam, an invocation recited before the study of the Bhagavad Gita. Our book begins with this. And what does it mean? It simply recognizes and offers obeisance to that life principle, Almighty, Source Energy, Higher Self, Atman, God, whatever we may call it, without which none of us can function, and by the grace of whom the impossible is made possible. It is all-powerful, indestructible, eternally, and essentially, we are it. The 701 verses of the Bhagavad Gita, spread across 18 chapters, expound just one Upanishadic truth, Tat Tvam Asi, that thou art. And yet, by belting out an in-depth understanding of the three gunas or mental temperaments, sattva, rajas, and tamas, that we are all made up of, just in different permutations and combinations, the Bhagavad Gita also acknowledges and honors the diversity in all creation. The breakdown of the gunas, qualities of the mind, is considered one of India's most significant contributions to world philosophy, as it is thoroughly explaining the why and how nature of our heterogeneity. The Gita then, step by step, teaches us technically sound methods to use our body, mind, and intellect through the practice of karma yoga, which means service and sacrifice, an attitude of aprevu, after you. Bhakti yoga, the vision to see the one divinity weaving through all diversity. And Jnana Yoga, the ability to focus more on the permanent life principle within than be entangled in the transient nature of our very eclectic physical apparatus and surroundings. Why? To live, to love, to thrive together, enjoying abundant material prosperity and inner peace while in this world, and ultimately get back to our true identity, ourself. Revered as a scripture, but really a manual of life, the Gita is a handbook that teaches us how to enjoy the hearty assortment in our world, but remain ever focused on the life principle within, which is the same in you, me, and everybody, which pretty much defines the slogan of the G20 and C20 forums, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. There is this little quote by John Henry Newman that I love with all my heart. It says, I sought to hear the voice of God and climbed the topmost steeple, but God declared, go down again, I live among the people. Much like the Bhagavad Gita, reiterating the fact that the spark of divinity, the God particle that we seek within the core of the earth, depths of the ocean, or piercing through the vast expanse of space, and yet find it nowhere, resides within us, within each one of us. And that common divine presence is what binds us together as one family, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. And so we thought it appropriate to create a unique rendition of the Bhagavad Gita just for this occasion, as a souvenir, as a gift, because at the very core of Indian philosophy, nothing expounds the meaning of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam better and more dramatically than this celestial song. The key features of our version of the Gita to be released today are, first of all, a stunning cover that is an Indian folk art rendition of the Gita chariot sculpture in Kurukshetra, Haryana, where the Mahabharata war was fought and won. Simple, yet tastefully chosen English words that translate all 701 Sanskrit verses of the text. Although every word of the Gita is a philosophical gem, we have picked one key verse from each chapter and brought it to life with Indian folk art, a dying folk art form of India, which desperately needs our attention for revival. Today is the start. The Bhagavad Gita has profoundly impacted many notable personalities down the ages across the globe, whose very inspiring thoughts of the Gita we have included at the back of the book. And the highlight of the book, just for today, I am so deeply humbled to be the voice of a man I so profoundly admire, our Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, and read out to you the very insightful foreword he has written for this book. Satyamaya Vijayate, Prime Minister message. The power of a thought, an ideal, or knowledge can be measured through its relevance across time, space, and geographical boundaries. The sublime message of Bhagavad Gita has remained relevant for thousands of years and is universal in its appeal. Ihaikastham jagat kritsnam pashyadhya sacharacharam mama dehe gudakesha yacchanyad-drashtumicchasi. In this verse from the Gita, Shri Krishna tells Arjuna that his universal form has everything movable and immovable. More importantly, he says that we can find everything that we want to see in him. This thought symbolizes the Gita's multifaceted nature. No matter what circumstances we are in, no matter what challenges we face, there is always something that we can spot in the Gita that would be of value to us. Today, at a time when humanity faces various challenges, the world looks towards India to provide holistic solutions. At such a time, the Gita is a source of optimism at a time of despondency. It preaches the message of selfless action, duty, and responsibility. Whether it is climate change, freedom from violence, or freedom from poverty, when everyone makes the welfare of the world as their responsibility, a better future is possible. The beauty and splendor of Bhagavad Gita is in the way it helps us keep an open mind, inspiring us to think, to question, and to debate. This attitude of openness is crucial for global cooperation. Therefore, the message of the Gita is extremely relevant for an international forum such as the G20. India has always shared its ancient wisdom such as yoga, meditation, and Ayurveda readily. This is yet another opportunity for India to do the same. The Chinmaya Mission has always been active in sharing the gifts of ancient India with younger generations and with the world. The mission's work in popularizing the Gita is also well known. Given this backdrop, the initiative to bring out a rendition of Bhagavad Gita containing simple translations of all the verses in English is noble and relevant endeavor. With beautiful paintings showcasing various Indian art forms, the publication will be of immense value for individuals, societies, and nations across the world. Amrit Kal, the period till the year 2047, provides us an opportunity to dedicate ourselves towards building a strong and inclusive nation that is also a reliable partner to the world. May Sri Krishna shower his blessings on the release of the English translation of Bhagavad Gita. Best wishes to all the organizers and participants of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, working group of the C20 who are involved in this noble mission. Narendra Modi, New Delhi, 2nd May, 2023. Being that this philosophy is embedded in the Mahabharata and given out on a battlefield, the conception, gestation, and birthing of our rendition of the Bhagavad Gita, which had to be put together in record time, also met with its share of confusion and perils, as did Arjuna on seeing his loved ones. At a point, Arjuna dropped down on the chariot floor and said, "I will not fight." Similarly, our team, being the perfectionists that we are, on more occasions than one, went to print or not to print. Maybe we won't print. But again, drawing out inspiration from this very text, we were able to put our heads, hearts, and might together, motivated by the verse, Karmanye vadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana, which means your concern is with the action and its intent only, never with the result. And here we are with this devotional offering to all of you and the world at large. Our version of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the first of its kind, with many more to come. We sincerely hope you enjoy it. I would like to invite on stage the Gita book team, our Indian folk art artists, Janaki Baule, Arun Raman, Ranjana Uma Prakash, book cover art and specifications, Arun Raman, Divya Vigneshwaran, Ashutosh Mishra, book layout designers, Janki Baule, Bhuvaneshwaran Prakasam, Ashutosh Mishra, Dr. Ranganathan Raghunathan Sir and Shri S. Kannan Sir, who put together the Sanskrit verses and transliterations. Mitrananda ji was, of course, the captain of the ship who never let it sink. And I, Avanti Kundalai, wrote the English translations and edited the book all the way from Singapore. I offer my deepest gratitude to Mitrananda ji for giving me this opportunity to introduce our simple little books to all of you, distinguished dignitaries and stalwarts of Vedanta. Incidentally, the last time I shared the stage with Mitrananda ji was on the premise of the Gita, when he came to Singapore and gave some electrifying talks on Chapter 2, the Sthita Prajna section of the Gita. I was the master of ceremony for that event. And here we are, together on stage again, sir, under the pretext of the Gita. Thank you. Without further ado, invoking the grace and blessings of Puja Gurudev Swami Chinmaya and the entire Guru Parampara who have initiated us into the study and propagation of this life-transforming text, I now request Governor of Tamil Nadu, Honorable Shri R.N. Ravi ji, to kindly release the book.
I invite Avanti ji to receive the first copy from the governor. I request the Honorable Governor to please hand over the books to the delegates. Janki. I invite Shri Sadashivam Ji, Vice President Marketing of Ramco Cements, India's leading cement manufacturer and flagship company of Ramco Groups, headed by Shri P.V. Venkatarama Raja, from the Honorable Governor. I invite the guest of honor, Shri W.K.I. Sabera, Councillor, Sri Lankan Deputy High Commission, to please come and receive a copy of the Bhagavad Gita from the Honorable Governor. I invite the Collector of Chengalpattu, Sri Rahul Nath, to receive a copy of the Bhagavad Gita from the Governor, sir.